There are moments in pop culture when the line between artistry and influence becomes indistinguishable. Jungkook and Jimin stand precisely at that intersection. The announcement from a major US media outlet that named them the most profitable K-pop celebrity duo in America didn't surprise the industry. It confirmed what the market had already been whispering. In a country that defines global trends, their names have become more than just markers of fame. They have become symbols of consistency, adaptability, and unshakable value. The American entertainment landscape has long been difficult for non-Western acts to penetrate, yet these two have not merely entered. It's as if they've rewritten the rules. Every brand campaign, streaming milestone, or televised appearance involving either of them tends to tilt the digital metrics in their favor. When paired together, those numbers don't just rise, they compound. The business community recognizes this synergy. It isn't about momentary hype or the influence of a collective fan base. It's the steady yield of two individuals who have mastered the art of staying relevant while never appearing to chase it. Their partnership isn't defined by proximity or constant collaboration. In fact, what makes their pairing so financially magnetic is how each operates as a complete force individually, yet their combined resonance creates a dual halo effect. Jungkook's trajectory in the American music scene feels almost engineered for dominance. Every sound, from the minimalist R&B beats to the unfiltered performance tone, carries a precision that speaks the language of modern pop consumers. Jimin, on the other hand, embodies versatility that transcends musical categories. His movements, voice textures, and aesthetic sensibility all function as cultural signals that marketers in the US find nearly impossible to replicate. When American media finally labeled them the most profitable Korean celebrity duo, it wasn't based on guesswork. It was the result of years of consistent consumer data. Album sales conversions, merchandise demand, brand visibility metrics, and even stock fluctuations in the companies they represent. Individually, both names dominate their respective lanes. Together, they represent a phenomenon where market logic meets human connection in perfect balance. Their appeal is not a coincidence, it's a strategy wrapped in authenticity. One of the most telling signs of their dominance lies in how Western labels and brands approach them. Unlike many K-pop figures who are offered partnerships that feel experimental or short-term, both Jungkook and Jimin receive deals that are structurally aligned with long-term growth. American executives are beginning to view them not as cultural imports, but as assets embedded within the ecosystem of US entertainment. The shift is subtle but significant. They are no longer foreign stars making waves overseas. They are profit centers operating on American soil. Jungkook's brand presence exemplifies control. Every endorsement he takes carries measurable impact. His collaboration with American fashion houses, his digital campaigns, and his cross-platform appeal create a consistent visual narrative, sleek, confident, but never overstated. When he releases music, the tone of his projects feels as if it was curated with an American ear in mind, but without surrendering his original identity. That balance between global adaptability and personal distinctiveness is rare. It's what allows him to sit comfortably alongside Western pop icons without the need for translation. Jimin's artistry, on the other hand, runs deeper than visual presence. He represents the emotional texture of the duo, the kind of artist who reshapes performance into experience. When American critics discuss his influence, they often mention his ability to evoke atmosphere rather than simply perform a song. The camera doesn't just capture him, it follows him as if drawn to a gravitational field. His tone, fragile yet deliberate, creates a contrast that American audiences rarely find in their own pop ecosystem. It's not imitation, it's a new form of articulation. Together, these dynamics form an economy of attention. American media houses understand this. One mention of either name is guaranteed engagement. A combined appearance, whether in a campaign, award show, or even a casual public sighting, creates measurable spikes in traffic, clicks, and ad revenue. For outlets competing for cultural visibility, Jungkook and Jimin represent both content and currency. The data is undeniable. But beyond numbers lies something subtler: the ability to maintain an aura of mystery while existing fully in the public eye. Their rise in the American market also challenges the old narrative that success abroad requires cultural compromise. Neither of them has diluted their Korean identity for acceptance. Instead, they've reframed it as part of their power. They've become case studies for what happens when global artists refuse to adapt to stereotypes of accessibility. Their presence in America doesn't signal assimilation, it signals evolution. And that evolution has been profitable beyond prediction. The economics of their fame tell a story of precision. Consider how both have leveraged social media not as a platform for exposure, but as a controlled communication channel. Every appearance, post, or even silent absence is calculated for impact. The American audience interprets their limited accessibility as exclusivity, while brands interpret it as demand. That dual interpretation, both personal and commercial, is what sustains their high value. The scarcity of their image adds weight to their visibility. The less they appear, the more valuable their presence becomes. Jungkook's American debut projects were built on momentum rather than surprise. His releases felt like the natural next chapter in a well-constructed arc. Every track resonated with US streaming culture while maintaining musical integrity. His performances carried the weight of someone who understood how Western audiences perceive charisma: subtle, confident, yet grounded. Jimin's work complemented that trajectory, offering balance. While Jungkook projected precision, Jimin offered texture. Their artistry functions as a dual lens, one sharp, one soft, each amplifying the other. Financial analysts within entertainment sectors have started to refer to them not as artists, but as value nodes. The term might sound technical, but it captures the essence of their dominance. Each project, brand tie-in, or public appearance generates a ripple effect that impacts not only their personal earnings, but also the valuation of brands associated with them. When a US project, media giant, quantified this influence, the outcome was clear. No other Korean pairing, active or historical, has generated comparable cross-market profit ratios. That acknowledgement didn't just honor them, it redefined what a duo means in modern celebrity economics. What solidifies their position further is how differently they manage fame. Jungkook tends to treat visibility like a performance itself, something to craft, direct, and deliver with purpose. Jimin treats it like art, something to shape through feeling and interpretation. These two philosophies might seem at odds, yet they converge perfectly in the public eye. The result is an image that feels complete, calculated yet human, flawless yet reachable. This balance between discipline and spontaneity is what American audiences respond to instinctively. Brands know this better than anyone. When Jungkook or Jimin endorse a product, they don't simply appear in campaigns, they become the visual thesis of what the product wants to represent. Their faces don't just sell, they reposition meaning. Jungkook's partnerships often exude refinement. Modern, minimalistic, aspirational. Jimin's collaborations often lean toward aesthetic depth, movement, emotion, and tone. Together, they form a marketing blueprint that US agencies now study as a new genre of celebrity branding. Their profitability doesn't emerge from constant exposure, but from timing. In America, overexposure often kills intrigue. Yet these two have mastered the rhythm of visibility, appearing only when presence matters most. When Jungkook performs on an American stage, every angle of the performance feels planned, not rehearsed. When Jimin appears in a fashion feature, the focus isn't on what he wears, it's on how he occupies the frame. The American market, which thrives on personality, finds in them a form of refinement it rarely experiences domestically. Behind all the data, however, lies something that can't be quantified: the synergy between them. Though their individual careers thrive separately, the American audience perceives them as connected forces. That perception has commercial consequences. It multiplies engagement, cross-platform visibility, and brand leverage. Media outlets understand this too. Labeling them as the most profitable duo isn't just a factual statement, it's an acknowledgement of how perception itself can drive market value. Their American success story also reveals something about the evolution of celebrity itself. It used to be that fame was measured by recognition. Now it's measured by relevance. And in that metric, Jungkook and Jimin are unmatched. They don't chase trends, they create calibration points for them. Whether it's the tone of a music video, the cut of a photo shoot, or the structure of a live performance, their presence sets a new baseline for quality. In a nation saturated with content, they represent clarity. As the article from the major US outlet spread across global platforms, one line stood out. Together, they've transformed fandom into a functioning economy. That sentence, while brief, captures the reality. The scale of their influence has outgrown traditional entertainment boundaries. It now intersects with finance, marketing, and consumer psychology. Every click on a campaign, every replay of a video, and every mention of their names converts into measurable value. This isn't mere popularity, it's architecture. Even American pop executives, seasoned, skeptical, and accustomed to short-lived sensations, admit the structure surrounding these two feels unlike anything they've seen. Their market reach isn't accidental, it's sustained by discipline. Jungkook's consistency in output keeps the base engaged. Jimin's interpretative artistry expands it. Together, they sustain the illusion of endless relevance, which in business terms translates into infinite scalability. It's also worth noting how they have shifted the perception of male artistry in Western pop. Jungkook embodies control and edge without arrogance. Jimin embodies vulnerability without weakness. This duality resonates deeply with an American demographic that seeks authenticity but still demands perfection. The contrast between their styles becomes their collective advantage. It's not opposition, it's complement. In the months following the publication of that US media report, brands and agencies scrambled to decode the formula. Yet, there isn't one. The success of Jungkook and Jimin isn't built on algorithms or marketing schemes, it's built on alignment. Alignment between image and substance, between art and strategy, between individuality and collaboration. The outcome is a partnership that functions like a cultural currency. Every move they make, consciously or not, redefines what value means in pop culture. The most revealing part of their dominance isn't their fame, it's their silence. They rarely explain their choices, yet every choice speaks volumes. In an industry that thrives on over-communication, their restraint becomes revolutionary. America, a culture often loud with self-promotion, has found fascination in their quiet confidence. That difference, grace amid noise, has become their signature and ultimately their advantage.